Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling. Annihilation. Incineration. The fires of the thousand suns. You do not have the strength, hatchling.
That may be, but I am not alone.
How pathetic. Incineration. The fires of a thousand suns. Incineration. Disintegration. Surprises.
Should be easy. Oh, fuck.
A worthy opponent.
No phase 2?
I will bathe this world in blood.
It's a little weird.
Impressive, but futile. You will know pain. Inevitable. Swift death.
Definitely one of the easier bosses, I think, for T-17s, at least for me. But that was kind of easy with no dangerous mods, just monster mode. It's really good. What else? Yeah. Switch back. Just for mapping.
I believe you pressed blood.
God, that gold is juicy. Do we just not have it?
Do this just yet.
Look at that pack explosion, man. It's ridiculous. Just in case it's reflect. I don't know if they can reflect, but oh, Cortex now. God, that gold is ridiculous. Check. No? I don't know the mod, so I just want more damage just in case it's like more life or something. Alright. Okay. I didn't use the banner for that either, so it's like damage is kind of just nuts with the build. And this is with Impaler, so it's very good top end immediate burst. Endurance charges. I'll ban her here, and yeah, it's just disgusting. Fucking shield, man. Good. fuck? Alright guys, so I realized in my build, guys, and again, because last league I played Berserker, this league I'm playing Slayer. I wanted to review the build and show some, you know, T17, some bossy footage that was not Uber, and then a little bit of mapping, the Cortex and the Synthesis map, right? So, reviewing the build, again, I said it before in my other videos, the build is incredible. Amazing damage, very tanky, good map clear, quality of life is very, very good. I know people think, oh, I don't want to war cry and press buttons, but you really only have to press buttons during a boss scene. If you just slot in General's Cry for normal mapping, you're pretty much, you know, never having to really war cry to explode spikes. Even like rares, like the damage is that good where you can clear it once you get to the top end. SSF friendly, I am an SSF exclusive player. The smoothest league start run to end game I've ever had. I will say, lastly, Berserker with Warbringer, even though that's removed now, was still very, very good to a lot of free damage. But Slayer's just incredible. The Leech is so good. Recovery's so good. If you're having trouble with other builds, let's say, you know, I see a lot of people not like Lightning Strike Slayer because I think it's harder to craft the Ellie weapon, I feel like, than it is a pure Fizz. You know, worrying about positioning for that, worrying about, you know, oh, I gotta be off the target, Ancestral Cry to get the maximum damage, and, you know, it's a pain in the ass, right? And, like, the amount of tankiness I have with no suppression is kind of nuts. Like, the build is very, very good. I am mapping with triple res, max res, so when I map, it's, you know, 85, 86, then almost max chaos res, right? So, that's that. I do want to talk about some changes to the passive tree. I am dropping the cluster setup because it's just a lot to go into, and you know, it's just, for me, it's really, really not worth it. I'd rather get some extra masteries with the war cries. The healing war cry is very, very nice. It does not work with the automated war cries. I have tested it, or maybe it does, and I'm just not noticing it because it's like 15%. But for some bosses like Maven or well, really Searing, like Uber Searing, like if you do get hit by a ball, you could just like recover it so fast, right? So, other thing I'm going to talk about is the Impaler. Why am I using the Impaler, right? Normal Impale does 10% of the hit as reflective physical damage, right? It lasts for 5 hits. So each time that you hit, 1 hit inflicts the Impale. The reason why Impale and Earthshatter is so good is because all the spikes inflict their own Impale, their separate hits. So you're going to do massive damage. With that said, going Impaler over an extended fight will lower your DPS, right? So why am I going it? Well, one thing, it's a video game. I don't optimize everything I do. And the second thing is that it actually has pretty good synergy. Now, let me explain, right? The Impaler is good. It got changed. It used to be 4, now it's 5. I hit once. Now, Earthshatter, the biggest hit of Earthshatter is that center hit right there. That's the biggest hit. And then it has a 30% less multiplier, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, 30% less multiplier on the spikes, right? So, in theory, the spike impales really aren't going to do that much damage, right? So, the initial hit is going to be that big impale, right? Now, Impaler snapshots that first hit. So, you inflict that first hit, that's 1 stack of impale, and then an additional 5. So, now you have 6 stacks of impale, all benefiting from this big-ass initial hit, right? But that's not all, right? You get some increased impale effect. Mine is going to be 100. Normally, it's 50% damage, right? So increased effective impale increases the effective impale. Instead of doing 50%, if you can get 100% increased effective impale, all of a sudden, what do you do? And you're now doubling the damage as reflective damage, right? So what's going to happen is that increased effective impale on non-impaled enemies, that also snapshots, right? So when I use this, Fist of War 2, so now that initial hit, you know, 98% more multiplier, now you have pretty much that Fist of War also snapshotting. In theory, you could do this with Ruthless too, but that's kind of a pain in the ass to manage. Now you have that snapshotting for 6 hits, giving you massive, massive burst. Now, there is a cooldown window. It's 5 seconds. You know, you can't recall the impales, which is fine. You know, that got changed a long time ago. But the thing is that we do attack fast enough, but the thing is that it just gives you such incredible upfront burst. And as you can see, like, even sometimes in bossing, like, I don't really like face hang and stuff, so, like, there are moments where, like, that 2 seconds went by right there, so, like, there are moments where you can literally, you get your big-ass impale right there, and it only takes 2 attacks, and you trigger all those impales, right? But that's not all, right? Because now you're mapping those impales AoE in the area around it, right? Now, let's say those impales don't catch, you know, something off screen, right? All those spikes off screen can inflict their own 6 stacks of impale if they don't spread or reach. And now you're off screening stuff, right? So when you get to the next pack, they have 6 impales, another hit, explosion, you pretty much explode, trigger all those 6 stacks of impale very, very quickly with Earthshatter, because each one is its own individual hit, right? So that's the logic in going it. Again, is it as much DPS as not going Impaler? No. You do have to use a skill point over here for it. It does kind of make sense to go increase Impale effect. The only reason why I'm even testing it is because I crafted, I actually unveiled the Impale. Like, it's not worth doing in the Impaler Tech if you're not 100% Impale chance, right? I also got Impale chance on gloves and then I think a gem or 2. So that's why I do. Otherwise, pretty standard stuff. I went back to getting the leads, drop the cluster, getting PDR. I only go the 60% increased damage because I got Celebration, T1 attack or T2 attack speed, I'm sorry, on my weapon. So T2 or T1 attack speed, you can afford to go the 2-hand mastery with the 60% more. It's just going to be more damage, and it rounds out the 100% uptime on Intimidating Cry, right? Talk about the gem leads again. I don't know why nobody does this. It makes no sense to me. Link's second win to Intimidating Cry. A lot of people just want to automate Intimidating Cry. You're not going to get 100% uptime on double damage if you do that. Like, unless you get like Echoes of Creation and you do a setup like that, right? Then maybe it's not. Then maybe you can do it. But I still don't think it's worth it. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, comments, and concerns, the Impaler Tech is pretty fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. You know, I normally end the builds at 95, sometimes 96, but the build's absolute breeze, crushing T17s, crushes all content in the game. Damage is incredible. Let me go here, I think. And nope, that's my secret build that I'll do next. And we're at, with boss DPS, 17 mil DPS. If you go to, let's see, Uber Pinnacle, then you're at, let's see, 2, that's 3, a little over 5 mil Uber Pinnacle DPS, which is actually kind of like the DPS that you want to go for here. Another thing is that, talking about War Banner, right? If you're going to go for a bossing setup, I would probably drop the PDR, because I don't think it's really needed for bossing. I'm pretty sure it doesn't help you if you do like the Uber bosses. But getting Defiant Stand and Valor on Warcry, I promise you, I've done this when I pretty much, you know, was going through the content and I farmed up a whole bunch of fragments. If you go that, you will have 100% uptime on War Banner. I shit you not, it is absolutely disgusting. Like, all your war cries, even automated, trigger Valor. So, like, pretty much in 2 sets of, like, war cry and your normal combo, you're going to have max Valor, and you plant your banner, and you're good to go. It's really crazy. Another thing is that for mapping, again, as you saw, I gem out Brutality for Endurance. And even sometimes I play with Fist of War, sometimes play with Pulverize. Probably Fist of War and Pulverize dropping Melee Fizz is probably the best mapping setup. It'll get you the biggest area. And then, again, as Slayer, you kill a lot of things, you get massive area, and that's where the Impaler really shines. Just, like, off-screening stuff. It's really fun. I like seeing it. It's, you know, it's a video game. You know, we don't have to optimize everything to death. We could just play games, try different things, and have fun with it. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, again, the build is incredible. If you're struggling with a different build, look into this. It's probably a joke and trade to gear it out. Like, it's so easy. Like, there's really nothing crazy here. Everything is solo self-found gear. Easy anoint, super easy gear. You know, I don't have anything crazy. Just, like, you know, really nice, guys. So, again, any questions, let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And I hope you guys have a good one.